Welcome to Action Coaching. We're certainly delighted that you join us on today because we believe that God has a special coaching word just for you. Now, the goal of Action Coaching is not to change you, but it is to help you bring out of you your God-given gifts and you can live them to the best of your ability. Everyone needs a coach. Everyone needs a mentor, or however you want to say it, somebody that has been along the way before you get here to give you some tips as to how to navigate through this thing we call life. Thank God for good coaches, good mentors, people who, once they've learned so many things, have turned around and give back to the others that are following them. And so I'm extremely grateful for that. And I know that you will learn to be that way also. Now on today on Action Coaching, we're going to talk about the power of focus. Yes, I know it's been said many times where people have told you, you need to focus, 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 focus. And a lot of times people don't focus. They get distracted by one thing or another. And then they get frustrated because what they were trying to do initially, they didn't seem to accomplish it. But the reason they didn't accomplish it because they were not focused. So we got to understand that focus is a great strength. Focus gives one the ability to truly arrive to the place that you desire to go in life. But it's going to take focus. You know, so many times people try to focus on so many things. They never become an excellent person at one thing. It's because they're trying to focus on 15 different things. And it's the one thing that's going to make you successful. It's the one thing that's going to bless you in life. And a lot of times when you achieve that one thing just right, then it'll give you streams where you can do other things that tie into the one thing, if you understand what I'm saying. And that's the key point of success in life. The people got to learn to focus and keep that focus until they fulfill that vision or that dream they have in their heart. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is other people can't give you focus. See, a lot of us are trying to live out somebody else's dream and not living out our own. We're trying to be what somebody else told us we should be or what they think we should be, and then we just put on the shelf what we really know we should be or what our gifts and talents are, and we try to live out somebody else's dream. I know many of you have been through life and then you have various gifts and somebody told you, well, you ought to be a doctor, or you ought to be an airplane pilot, or you ought to be a singer, or you ought to be this and that. And all of that sounds good, but you need to know what you really need to be. And sometimes pursuing some other dream or some other thing that you would like to try, it gets you off focus and you can lose many years going down the wrong road. And those are years that you could have had going down the right road and you would have been so much better. You know, when they used to have the old slogans, keep the main thing, we used to laugh and say they don't know what they're talking about. But I'm here to tell you, the more out of focus you are, you really learn the meaning of that quote. You need to keep the main thing, the main thing. Now, whatever it takes for you to achieve that you're focused on, then that's going to be your greatest blessing in life. I wouldn't want somebody to say they're a great chef and they don't focus on cooking. They try and do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this over here, a little bit. No, I don't think that person is a real good chef for me. If I want a good steak, then I want to go to the person that really cooks good steaks. They specialize in cooking good steaks. I don't want to go to the person that dab in cooking a good steak, and then they dab in cakes, and they dab in some other kind of fruit stuff. No, I want to go to the person that cooking great steaks is their thing, and that's what they're most focused on. Because I know when a person is focused on something, you ain't gonna have to worry about whether it's good or successful or it's going to be great. You will be able to taste and see the focus of an individual that understands that I got to do this great. I got to do this at a level that nobody else is doing it. So you know how you want to rise up in life? Well, you're not going to rise up in life being like everybody else. You're going to have to rise up in life and do it at a level that others were not doing. If you want to climb one mountain like everybody else climbed the mountain, but then there are higher mountains. You want to be the person that I'm climbing the mountain everybody else climbed. I want to climb the highest, the biggest, the mountains that are most difficult, because that's the power of my focus. Now let's talk about a couple of points here concerning focus. One say, how can I get focused? Well, each individual got to decide what they really want to be. You can't be 15 things. You got to decide what you want to be first. And usually the thing that if you know you want to be it, you're going to be good at it. But the problem is with a lot of people, sometimes they think they can do 15 things at once. Take for instance, I wouldn't take my car to a barber shop to get fixed. There may be somebody in the barber shop that do dabble in cars. But I don't think that's the place I want them to be messing with my car, because that's not a place where they focus on cars. Now, whatever model my car is, then I want to take it to the dealership or to the people that focus on these particular cars. And that way I know that my car is going to get the best work, it's going to get the best parts, I'm going to get the best advice, because that is what they focus on. Even have we found out in life, that's why they break different professions up. You don't go to the heart doctor from the one that actually do surgery on the heart. Then therefore they call them professionals. They focus on their field. You don't want to go to a general doctor and that perhaps the general doctor knows the things that you need generally, but even when there are certain situations that you encounter, the first thing he do, he sit down and recommend you, all right, you go to this person that specializes in that, because they know you'll get the better care. They can know a little about everything, but they understand if you're going to get better care concerning your condition, you need to go to somebody that focus on that particular thing day in and day out. I'm running into a lot of people who don't even really know what they want to focus on. And you know that I am a pastor of a church, and I run into a lot of people who want to preach the gospel. Nothing wrong with that, but they don't know what they want to do, whether they want to be a prophet, evangelist, pastor, teacher, worldwide wonder. They just want to be everything wrapped up all in once. And ain't nobody going to have everything wrapped up all at once. It's called focus. I understood when God told me what I'm supposed to do, and I believe I'm supposed to do it, and I accepted the fact that I'm supposed to do it, I stick to that one thing. And that one focus have made me successful and have continued to bless my life, because I was focused on that one thing And by being focused, I spent all my attention at working on things that could make me better focus on that one thing. Now, I don't want you to go anywhere. I'll be right back to talk to you.
Tap somebody and say, I'm made for miracles. You know why God allowed things to happen to you? He want to teach you that there are about 5 people got it. He want to teach you that there are. So whatever the devil knock you back with, God said now's the time to show him that he can't keep me there. Y'all ain't talking. Now is the time to let the devil know greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world.
I left off talking about how that when I was focused on one thing, I went around to learn other things that were just necessary to keep me focused on my one thing. Because I realized when I am focused, there are things that you can do when you're focused that you have no way of doing it when you are all over the place. I know that there are people in the world that think they know a little bit about everything. And when you hear those people talk, yes, it is very insulting because some of the stuff they talking about, they don't know what in the world they talking about because they have not experienced it at that level. Would you let somebody that read a medical book on the street come up to you and say, well, I can do surgery on you. I can just cut this and that because I read it in the book on the street. No, I don't hardly think you would let anybody do that. You want to see credentials. How many years they've been doing this? What is their success rate? Do they have the necessary license? Because in order for them to have all of that, they have had to be focused for so many years to get through those changes. So what we're saying here, this is a time we need to be focused. This is a time we need to get ourselves together and let the main thing be the main thing. Let's focus on getting one thing right first and not trying to make 15 things right all at once. It is not going to happen because you cannot focus on all of those things at once. So the principle is, let's learn how to be focused. Now, a couple of points I want to share, and we'll move on. Number one, somebody said, well, how do I focus? Well, the thing that you do the best. Now, I know some people say, well, I do a whole lot of things the best, but that's a lie. One of them you do better than you do anything else. Now, you may know how to do a whole lot of other things, but they ain't necessarily your best. It may be the fact that you can do them and you get by with them, but when you put your whole lot of things up against somebody that have a real skill in that thing, you'll see how far you're off. Well, most of the time, people are usually not satisfied with what they're doing the best because they don't think it's going to work. They don't want to spend enough time on it to focus on it, to see if it really works so that they can experience the best things in life. You know, that's why they use the term professional in front of certain professions. Professional football player, professional basketball player, professional doctor, professional surgeon, professional cook. When they use that word professional, that means those people that they put the word professional in front of it are people that are skilled at doing just that. Do you know how blessed you'll be with whatever gift and talent you have, that you use it to become a professional at that? It will bless you. It will turn things around in your life if you learn how to focus. So many times, there are a lot of people in any given church, and we appreciate them. We appreciate the fact that they're part of the ministry. But I'm here to tell you, in all the years I have been pastoring, and I thank God for every one of them. But in all the years I've been pastoring, I've had people, a bunch of people in all of those years who don't pastor, but they want to tell me how to pastor. They want to tell me I should do this and I should do that. I understand sometimes people are concerned, but they're telling me to do things that they have no knowledge of. And when people don't have no knowledge of what it takes to do your job, if you don't listen to them, what's they gonna do next? Criticize you. That come along with it too. They're gonna criticize you because you didn't listen. And the reason you didn't listen is because that's not their profession. If I'm gonna listen to somebody, whatever problem I'm having, I wanna make sure that I listen to a person that is a professional in that. I'm not gonna have a serious disease and go listen to somebody that have mixed it up on the street. I'm going to a person that is a professional, that knows makes the best thing what you come and know. People urge you on this coaching session. That you one day, the next day, none of them. But I do know this. I want to encourage you here on Action Coaching. Let's practice being focused in the time that we live in. I know we have social media and all of these things. Well, see all machines, all kind of stuff you need. But I can assure that that one attack anything I should do to become focused. I'm well on with I cause results want anything else. I'm not this. When you it opens up a point I want today. Write down everything else that you got in your life. Hinder one to put focus. I found that this a lot, but the one true focus on. And I thank God for teaching for us. So one thing, reach out to me over it. Focus, you're successful. Now I'll be right back to you. Thank you for being a part of Action Coaching on today, where I've been talking about focus. Everybody needs to focus. In the day we are living in, let's do one thing right before we dive into doing multiple things. I just like to call it, let's be focused first, and we can watch some amazing things happen in our life. I certainly want to encourage you to sit down and sow a generous seed faith offering on today for the support of Action Coaching. We want to make Action Coaching bigger and better and expansive and do more things with the same focus. It's all about coaching, and we want to do that in an even better way. So if the Lord leading you, you can sow $50, $100, $200, $1,000, $500 to Action Coaching. It would help us to continue to expand our avenues of coaching, in which we are excited about it. There's a link in my bio that will give you a host of ways to sow unto Action Coaching. I am most appreciative, and I thank God for those of you that support Action Coaching. And I know the Lord is going to richly bless you for the seed you've sown. And we would love to hear from you. Love for you to sow that seed into Action Coaching. Once again, there's a link in my bio that will give you a host of ways to give unto Action Coaching. I want you to do it now. Focus on it now and do it now, and watch God bless you. Now, before I leave you, I want to invite all of you to be a part of our amazing Action Impact Weekend at July the 27th and the 28th. Yes, we're going to have an Impact Weekend just before the kids go back to school, and it's going to be awesome, and we're going to have a great time. You can go to all our sites, and they'll give you all the information about Action Impact Weekend. I want to see you there. I want to shake your hand. I want to hug you. I want to let you know, keep putting the word in action, and I want you to join us at the Action Impact Weekend. And I know the Lord is going to move mightily. Well, the Lord bless you. I've certainly enjoyed sharing with you on today. And as I do each and every time, I want to encourage you. Share the word with a friend and keep the word in action.